aircraft seems to be circling Tokyo. Possibly lost their pilot.
Here we go, mission 4, getting it started. And once more, we start off in the turret. This is the third mission. We start off in the turret, but this time we're in the air. And the strategy here is basically the same as before. You can use your ninja vision to slow things down, but these guys aren't too hard anyway. Just get your aim together. The big shells do a pretty good job of taking these guys out too. They're a bit harder to hit with the big shells, but you only gotta hit them once. You truthfully don't gotta worry about these guys too much anyway. They're not gonna do a ton of damage to your aircraft either way. They do a decent amount, I guess. Alright, and these guys you're gonna need the heavy ordnance for. Now the slime copter doesn't have the health bar or anything like that, so it's very hard to tell if you're actually doing damage to it. The way you can tell though is if you get your hit counter goes up when you shoot it. You do want to take those missiles out though. You don't want to get hit with too many of those. But regardless, this part's a bit confusing. I think you just basically gotta survive until it ends, but I'm not entirely too sure. But as you can see, ninja vision in that turret working that slime copter over. And we're good. But looks like there's some bullshit in the distance. Is that a fucking Orochi? Looks like a fucking Orochi. Well, not quite an Orochi. This one only has 3 heads. So I suppose it's a Hydra. Yep, fire Hydra. You know, you're in an Asian themed game, so you always go Orochi when it comes to multi-headed dragon. At least I do anyway. When I think of Hydra, I think of Greek. Alright, and with the big ordnance, we're able to rip off their armor that's covering their head. And we can also blow up the fire projectiles. This guy is pretty much already dead. We're just waiting for the cutscene to play out.
I see it. It's crawling with level 2 carriers.
It could be explosive. Proceed with caution.
Got it.
It's ridiculous. He's surfing on his fucking shuriken. When I say ridiculous, I'm loving every minute of this. Like, it's crazy as hell, but I'm loving every single minute of it. So don't think I'm talking trash about the game. I think it's ridiculous in a good way. Look at that, just taking out these explosive insects. And just think about that. These are explosive giant insects. Like, how ridiculous is that? You're a ninja surfing on your shuriken, defending a jet airplane from giant explosive insects. This, I'm not sure you can get more ridiculous than that. But anyway, what we have to do here is we have to knock the insects off the plane. So I'm messing around a bit too much because the plane can blow up, and that will be a game over. So you do want to knock them off. The best way to knock them off is actually with the wind shuriken, because of the range of it, and it knocks them off like right away as soon as it hits them. Unlike these dual blades, we gotta hit a full combo. Big sword is a bit too slow. The range isn't all it's cracked up to be. I think the main problem with the big sword is he doesn't sweep with it. He does like a little flourish attack. Anyway, you should just ignore these guys and use your wind shuriken. Unlike what I'm doing here. I'm basically at this point still trying to figure out the best method of taking these guys out. Alright, we're done protecting this side. We can go over to the other side. The other enemies I don't believe they do damage to the wing, so we can pretty much ignore them. But we 100% want to take out the exploding flies. Exploding carriers. And right there is where I figured out how to do the wind shuriken, how effective it was. Alright, we got bats. They're pretty high for bats. Like, they're much higher than bats normally fly. And now we have the master. Fucking showing up like Batman.
Ready for what?
Must be ready for anything.
Must be ready for anything. Even a Hydra. Be ready for a Hydra. Yeah, I know all that. That's a crazy lesson. You must be ready for anything. Summons Hydra. Appears from cloud of bats. Summons Hydra.
Focus on saving that plane.
Yep, can knock those guys right off like they're nothing. Because at the end of the day, they're nothing. for the right wing. Shuriken is very effective. And if you guys haven't already noticed, your chi actually does build over time. There is a period of cooldown before it starts regenerating, but it does come back a little bit over time. It regenerates fairly slow, but it's but I do think it's fair, so you don't spam your magic abilities, because they are very good in this game. I love those. Those endures are pretty good. I don't know how he pulled himself out of a turbine, but hey, more power to him. Alright, we got his armor off. And he's pretty obvious with his attacks, though it does take me a bit to figure out how to dodge him for whatever reason. But most of you can probably already tell like what you got to do to avoid his attacks. And don't worry, I'm gonna figure it out in a bit. But your best bet for doing damage to him is actually to use your wind shuriken when you get close to him. The heavy blade does quite a bit of damage too. The great sword. There you go. His body is a hitbox though. Be careful about that. But he only attacks one side of the wing, so you can avoid him by being on the other side, or actually being far to the back. But I don't recommend being far to the back because you won't be able to retaliate effectively. So just watch where he's attacking and make sure you're on the other side. Like right here, you want to be on the right side. Just like that. And we got him. That's really cool. Todome. Now I have no clue how he stabs with that big ass blade. That thing looks like a hammer. But you know what? We don't ask questions. Not in this game. This is a pretty interesting part. Essentially you're doing cleaning duties, but it's necessary because the plane is too heavy, so you gotta lighten it up by removing containers, which is pretty annoying because the containers take a couple of hits to actually break, so they make it fairly difficult. Not difficult, but tedious, I should say. Like that didn't break that box. Even that was like maybe 3 or 4 hits, 5 hits didn't break that box. Alright, and we got our very next boss here, the Slime Chopper A. A indicates that we'll have to fight multiple slime choppers. And again, if you're quick enough, you can't reflect the bullets. The value in that is fairly limited though, so it's best to just avoid those. And as you can see, when you throw the shuriken, it locks you in place. And then when you get hit after throwing a shuriken, it comes back to you. So it's, that mechanic isn't quite as good as it could be. And one of the more effective things to do is to reflect the missile back at them. The missiles back at the slime chopper. It doesn't do a terribly, doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does something. And for some reason, it just fell out of the sky. So I'm guessing that was scripted, because those missiles did miss it. All right, use your ninja vision to really tear it up. And we did a nice bit of damage there, so not bad. The lightning shuriken is very effective. We need to be using that more. Right, and unfortunately the bullets eventually end up curving back towards you even when you avoid them. Like that. It's weird. And again, you're locked into place after throwing a shuriken, which doesn't make sense. You definitely should be able to move after you throw an object. That's okay. He got close enough so that we can hurt it. And with him out the way, or it, we have another slime chopper. And a question I would have if I did ask questions from this game is there somebody piloting this infected slime chopper, or is the infection literally able to pilot the slime chopper? In general, I'm wondering if the infection, the worms per se, are controlling the mechanisms, or if they are using humans to control the mechanisms. My guess would be that the worms are actually infecting and controlling the mechanisms themselves. And right there, I pretty much just cheesed it. Alright, and surprise, surprise, we have not defeated the Hydra. So we got a bit more of that to do. First things first, we gotta pierce his armor. Get that Kabuto off of it. There we go, Kabuto removed. Alright, and we figured out its attack pattern. The annoying part is all these insects all around. But we can just use wind ninjutsu to get rid of them. And we can do really big damage with our great sword. Okay, and this is the true boss of this area, the Thunder Hydra core. So the core is going to be that center head. He's a bit bigger than the other two, and he has electric attacks. So the best way to handle this fight, from what I noticed, is just to get up close to him and spam the wind shuriken, the neutral B attack. you're probably better off equipping the twin blades, the dual blades, so that you can reflect its attacks back at it. And you do want to jump to avoid that. But the wind shuriken is very effective once you get like under them, because you'll also hit the other two as long as their armor is removed. So you'll do triple the damage, or double if you just got two heads like I do that are unarmored. But for this particular fight, I did not notice until it was too late. So you can see right there how effective that is, just spamming that wind shuriken. But I have low health now right under it, so that was I ended up really taking a few too many hits in that fight. But here right away I'm spamming the wind shuriken. You see already we got a quarter of its health. Then we got the big sword, we took the big head down, and we could just wail away at it. Already within 20 seconds we got it down to 25% health. Right, that attack's not too big of a deal. And we can reflect this back at it. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does keep it from colliding with you, which is the important part. Now that we're this close to killing it, we're not going to worry too much about taking a few hits. It's dope. Whoever designed these cutscenes and animated them they need to win all the awards, because really that stuff makes this game for me. Without that stuff, I would not like this game as much. Not even close to as much as I do. Alright, and these guys aren't too big of a deal. They just throw projectiles for you to reflect. You can essentially use the same strategy here that you use on the previous section, and it's just as effective. But also you can just wail away at the three heads pretty much with impunity if you're using the dual blades. Have no clue how I missed that one. You know, most of these I'm likely missing because I'm anticipating the wrong buttons. This goes nuts. The human blender. Yeah, Hydra couldn't take that shit.
Not yet.
Gotta get this damn Hydra off the plane. Alright, charge it up. Give it all our chi. Todome. That Hydra's hanging on for dear life. It's gone. And honestly, that shuriken should be gone with it, because we're on a jet airplane that's moving several hundred miles per hour. And yet, the shuriken somehow returns back to Ken. But we don't ask questions. We don't ask questions. Okay. Now this part, you think the level will be over after you just defeated a crazy boss.
And the front gear's stuck.
there's so much more. I'll just let you enjoy it. There's fucking people on the bridge. And Ken's not just a ninja. Ken's a fucking superhero. He's gonna save those people. Look at that. He's playing sumo with a fucking jet. With a, not a jet, but a commercial airliner. That was pretty clever. This dude is like Spider-Manning a jet, a commercial airliner. He is doing the Spider-Man 2. So this feat would put him far above Spider-Man in terms of strength. And this is just like a ninja, like a guy with ninjutsu and shit. It's fucking mental.
I don't believe it. Kid, you are something else. Your father would be proud.
That's brilliant. I'm sorry, that's brilliant. That is amazing.
Ken, listen. I think we've located Kuro.
Oh yeah? Where?
Alright, so we're off to our next mission. But I really hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. That was a lot of fun. So I just want to thank you guys once more for joining me for FromSoft month. And again, we're going to continue to play FromSoft games this month, such as Lost Kingdom. But take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.